Ayubovan. Welcome to the latest episode of Talk with Sri Lankans, hosted by SriLankaNZ, the first and only Sri Lankan community newspaper that is published in New Zealand. Today, we are connecting with Otara Gunewardene, a well-known Sri Lankan philanthropist and social entrepreneur, to talk about her latest venture, whovr, an online platform launched in December 2020 that provides a retail opportunity for small and medium-scale businesses to share their skills with fellow Sri Lankans and the rest of the world. Hi, Otara.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So could you tell us about your inspiration behind launching whovr, and what did you envision the purpose of this platform to be?
So initially, actually, what I really wanted to do was, obviously my career and experience with retail. I've been, in touch with a lot of businesses, both small and big, in Sri Lanka. But I also, after I left Odell, I also, noticed that there were a lot of small businesses that needed support, to grow, and they needed guidance. And I thought maybe that's where I could help by trying to give another platform for them to make their products more visible and accessible. So initially, actually, it was meant to be just only an event in Vihara Park, where I had actually got together about 300 small businesses and creators, and it was meant to be a big open air event and a big sort of sale, and a lot of other activities were planned also. But then COVID happened, and we had to actually cancel it like 3 weeks before it was going to before the event. So then then that year went by, and then I thought, of course, of opening a store later, then I didn't want to go back into that sort of retail. So then I thought to create this online platform, which would be the easier thing to do. So that's why I created the website and started listing all these creators on it, so that and then using my platforms, my pages, and my contacts to spread the visibility, to make the page visible, and to make it reach a wider audience. So that's what I was doing for a year. But honestly, it's quite challenging, considering everything that's happening. Plus, we have to get past the COVID, issues and lockdowns. Of course, we had a lot of struggles through that, and now we're going through it's even worse than going through the situation of COVID. So anyway, that's how it began, and that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah, so that's actually a good segue into my next question. So you mentioned that you mentioned the pandemic and the ongoing economic crisis in Sri Lanka. So can you take us through how the journey of whovr has taken shape since its launch, and also how the creators who contribute to the platform have evolved since then?
We have about almost 450 creators now listed on the platform. Most of them are very, very small businesses. Some are just home-based businesses, and they usually don't have the time to go around selling their items or finding places to sell their items, even though that's also very difficult now. So they depend on us, to get the items. We do everything in-house. We photograph it, we edit them, we put them up, and we curate the platform and the website. And so what you see is like a curated collection of items, all made in Sri Lanka, all made by small businesses. So while there are 400 plus, not everyone, of course, is able to get a lot of sales, but then there are some who are able to really get a fair amount of income each month, much more than they would have got normally. So that's where it's at. Honestly, I really, I didn't really want to get back into retail. I don't know why I keep sort of trying to help and going back. But it's an online platform, so it was a new experience for me as well. But anyway, now it's set up, and so all these creators are on it, and so let's see. It's we do. There's a lot of interest. A lot of people are buying things, which is great. But like I said, there are a lot of challenges that are currently that we are being faced with to run a business, actually.
Yeah, of course. So I believe one of the things that whovr is focused on is providing an opportunity for your customers to live the Sri Lankan way by promoting a conscious lifestyle. In that context, can you elaborate on the process involved in partnering with small business owners and entrepreneurs to ensure that when we purchase products from whovr, we are in fact ethical? The products are ethically sourced, environmentally friendly, and sustainable products.
Yeah, so that really was the whole point of the platform, was to sort of call it a conscious lifestyle, the Sri Lankan way, because I have always believed that actually like Sri Lanka was really truly sort of very sustainable, and we had a way of life that was far more conscious and far more sort of real to who we are as Sri Lanka than what we have become today. I think a lot of change in the last several years, where we were sort of pushed into a different form of lifestyle, moving towards this very unsustainable, very unfriendly, environmentally unfriendly, and also pushing people to buy things that are not made in Sri Lanka, importing very cheap things from overseas, and a lot of things started to disappear from Sri Lanka, including our fruits and vegetables and many other smaller industries, because people were being pushed to buy things which are either imported or either from these big corporates or the multinationals, and obviously they have the money to be able to push people's focus that way. And I think a lot of Sri Lankan products lost its marketplace, which I believe is also part of the reason why we are in this situation today. So I was just trying to create awareness and trying to bring some of that back. Of course, it's in a small way at the moment, but people have started to sort of think differently, and have started to think about the choices that they make, because everything happens around us because of the choices we make. So everything that's happening here now is because the choices we have made. And if we are ever to change things, it is also with the choices we make. So I think that's really up to each one of us to really make conscious choices in our lifestyle, in our lives, and in our lifestyle, and in our day-to-day lives.
So speaking of the choices that we make, if anyone is interested in connecting with any of your creators to either support them in terms of investment or purchase anything in like a bulk form, to sell them abroad, and for any other reason, could you explain how they can go about doing that?
You can go to the website. We do that with a few people. There's a lady in Australia who buys in bulk some items. So there are a few people like that, not many, but there are some who do that. So they go on the website, choose the items, and then tell us, which items they would be interested to purchase to be able to sell in your stores there, or on your online platform there. This particular lady in Australia has her own store, so she sells in that, and it actually sells quite well. So yeah, that's the easiest way to do it, because connecting is the biggest issue that these creators also have, is that they're very weak in sort of making their business work, connecting internationally. And usually people get fed up along the way, which is also why they remain, one of the reasons why they remain so small. So that's also why this platform was created, to try and make that sort of network easier for them, where we will do the work and then buy from them and then send it to you. So that's how you can help.
Okay. So my understanding is that whovr not only provides a platform for Sri Lankan small businesses, but you'll also provide other types of support to help them thrive. Can you give us a few examples of the type of support that you provide?
Basically, sometimes we sort of help them with the design aspect, or the sort of guidance on how to make the items which we think will be suitable for sale. We try not to do that too much, because we want to also promote that person's creativity and what they make, and so that they're not just they don't become just a manufacturer. And also we take special orders. So there's quite a few locally people who order things, who will say something that they want, and then we help to get that made for them. So it's like we do undertake special orders. So that also happens. I think that's the main thing, and it's just creating the platform really to make them reach a wider audience as the main really focus.
Yeah, that makes sense. So our target audience is mainly Sri Lankans living in New Zealand and around the world, most of whom are waiting to support our fellow Sri Lankans back home during this current crisis. So based on your experience of launching whovr and other social and philanthropic initiatives, in your opinion, how can we support the Sri Lankan businesses right now and in the long term?
Of course, the easiest is to buy the products and to that way you support that small business. But having said that, one of the difficulties we are also having is like the shipping and the freight costs have gone sky high, especially after COVID. So it makes it a bit more difficult to sometimes do that, because people may genuinely want to buy the items, but then when they see the freight costs, sometimes it doesn't even make sense, to get it, because often it's higher than the price of the goods. So those challenges are there. That would be the easiest thing. And I know some people ask about, can we fund them and all this, but yes, that would be great, but at this time, honestly, it's a challenging thing to do and to see if how the results are going to be. Obviously you can fund people or support them by giving them funds, but to know if it's going to be used to grow their business or not, it's really hard to keep track of at this time. So that we don't really do it. We don't coordinate that either. So as much as possible would be to try and buy items, and I don't mean just from whovr, it can be from anywhere, but products made in Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Otara, for your time and sharing your thoughts on whovr. You have been an inspiration for many Sri Lankans from all walks of life, and it was my privilege to speak to you today as part of our Talk with Sri Lankans series.
Thank you.
Before we conclude this episode, I would like to echo Otara's message by encouraging you all to explore what it means to be a conscious consumer. Finally, I invite you to support Sri Lankan-owned businesses by not only purchasing from them for ourselves, but also use this as an opportunity to gift Sri Lankan-made products to your family and friends back home. Thank you.